I don't know about you, but I seem to deal with a kind of winter blues every single year, no matter what I do, no matter how hard I try to avoid it. I used to tell myself that it was in my head, that I was bringing it upon myself by thinking that it was going to happen. And I'd basically just try and ignore it, telling myself that it wasn't real. And every year, every time I tried this, it just got worse. But this year, I kind of knew it was going to happen. I was really prepared for it. And because of that, I made a few changes. And I have to say, this has been the year that I've dealt with seasonal affective disorder the best. And I can actually say that while it has still affected me, and I've been very aware of how it's affected me, the way I've managed it and dealt with it has been better than ever. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how I personally deal with seasonal affective disorder, and I hope that I might be able to help at least a handful of people with this. So it's that time of year when the days are short, the nights are long, and sometimes it feels like the weight of the season just hits you harder than a sniper camping in the corner of Nuketown. But I've learned a few strategies that have really helped me keep my mental, physical, and spiritual health in check. We all know that the seasons affect our mood. It's basically science. Less sunlight means you've got less vitamin D in your body, which is crucial for feeling good. The extended darkness, spending more time indoors, and moving less all compound into a recipe for feeling sluggish. So here's what works for me. Let's start off with supplementation. Every day, I take vitamin D, D3, and K2. Now, these two supplements you take together, and you can take them as a tablet, but the best way is if you take them as a spray because it gets into your blood system much better. And it also works if you take them with a meal, and the meal should have some kind of fat. So whether you're eating some meat, a steak, avocado, butter, whatever, take your vitamin D3 and K2. It's a very small habit, but I'm telling you, it does make a huge difference overall. Now, to go along with this, you've got to get outside, whatever it takes, right? I know in winter we don't want to go outside as much because it's cold, but wrap up warm, get outside, take a walk. The walking is going to make a huge difference, number one. But really what we're trying to do is get as much of that natural daylight blue light into our eyes and into our brain. These two things, if you lack the vitamin D and you lack that natural blue light in your eyes, you are more likely to get hit with this winter blues. It's just science. That natural blue light from the sky, it's like a reset button for your brain. And the easiest way to handle this is literally to make it the first thing that you do every single day. So you wake up, you get wrapped up warm, and you get straight outside. Even if you're just standing in your garden looking at the sky for 10 minutes, this is going to make a huge difference for your day. Okay, this next one's a generic one, and it's going to sound like some Sigma grind set situation, but the cold showers. I know this sounds crazy, but it's cold, right? And I don't know about you, but getting cold and feeling the cold it just puts me in a bad mood. I am a summer guy. I absolutely love the sun and I thrive in the sun. So when it's cold, I just feel like dog shit, right? And I know I'm gonna be cold because it's the winter. So one thing I do is take control of that by putting myself into the cold, right? So I embrace the cold. It feels like that I'm actively fighting back against the season. And I'm telling you, it is invigorating. If you start your day off by getting that blue light in your eyes, then get back into the house and having a quick cold shower, you'll already start feeling like that you're going to win the day, and you're already going to start fighting back that cold feeling. Because if you get cold throughout the day, it's nothing compared to that cold shower. Quick easy hack if you're not into cold showers very much is just start off with a normal warm shower. Bring the heat back bit by bit until you get it on the coldest setting that you can handle. Now, progressive overload, do this over time. What you should try and do every single day is get that dial back just a little bit more every single day, to the point where over the course of a week or two, you've literally got it on the coldest setting. Now, a little bonus one as well is that if you do have access to a sauna, my God, does that help. It makes you remember the good times of summer. So yeah, find a sauna and get in one. And the final one for physical is exercise. So resistance training, of course, keep up your strength, but really, in the winter, what I find is the most effective is some cardio. Whether you're doing it outside or whether you're doing it inside on a bike or on a treadmill or anything like that, just doing a bit of cardio boosts your mood, elevates that heart rate. It literally helps you beat that lethargy and that sluggish, slow kind of feeling. Also, over the winter, over Christmas, New Year, and things like that, there's a lot of societal temptations, you know, things like sugary treats, junk food, alcohol. Now, I'm not saying to avoid them completely, but moderation is key, because if you overindulge, it will just make you feel worse in the long run. Alright, onto the mental game. So the holidays comes with all sorts of societal pressures, things like gifting for your friends and family, parties, and just a lot going on, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed or isolated. So the one thing that I have learnt is to plan ahead. So I actually like to make sure that I schedule social activities with my families and friends early in the year, around this time of year, because then I know that I've got a full calendar throughout my winter months. So I've always got something to look forward to, and I know I'm going to be kept busy. If I know I've got activities and I've got social events coming up, and they're all planned out, then I've got less time to be sitting in my own head, on my own, doing nothing and feeling the blues. So earlier in the year, start planning some social events around December, January time. Now, if you've got the money, consider taking a holiday somewhere sunny. Now, I didn't do it this year, but I wish I did. I like to try and book something earlier in the year, so it's a bit cheaper as well, but book a holiday somewhere in the sun, somewhere near the equator. I did it last year, and it was game-changing. I felt so much better getting some nice warm sun in the middle of January. Okay, the next one is another one of those kind of generic ones, but I want you to hear me out. So, journaling, right? It sounds a bit wishy-washy, but again, hear me out. So over these winter months, I tend to collect a bunch of negative thoughts, right? Or a bunch of problems that I might be facing in my life. And I always notice every year, it's usually after Christmas and before New Year, I have this session where I start writing out all of these problems or negative thoughts. And then I also start writing out a bunch of goals and things that I want to achieve for the next year. And I always start feeling a lot better after I have that little journaling session. So I'm not telling you to do some sort of daily journal, diary type thing, or gratitude journaling. I mean, these things are great, by the way. But what I am saying is that if you've not written with a pen and paper for a long time, this is your cue to basically do it. So I tend to find that throughout December, after Christmas and things like that, I'm getting in my own head. I'm starting to feel like some regrets over the year and starting to feel bad about my own bad habits and things like that. And usually around exactly this time of year, I have a session where I write everything down, and it just puts me in this frame of mind where I'm like, right, let's do something about this. And the next day I wake up and I feel like taking action. Just that process of writing something down and getting everything out of your head and into the real world on a piece of paper really just sparks some motivation to actually make some changes and gives you some mental clarity. So I really recommend doing that. Next, we're going to look at a mindset shift as well. So reframe winter in your mind as a season for rest and preparation, instead of it being just a bad season, right? Animals hibernate. What they do is they hibernate so they're ready and well rested to attack in the spring, right? So that's kind of what we want to have the mindset of here. If you're into the gym and you're into training and things like that, then winter is a great time for you to kind of like go on a bit of a bulk and start training and building some muscle so you can be prepared for that next season. Or if you're a business owner, maybe this is a time for you to actually work on your business itself. Rather than trying to work for clients, you can actually spend this time just to kind of review your analytics, review how your business has gone over the year, and think about making some improvements to the business overall. Okay, so with physical and mental out the way, we're going to look at spiritual, right? So for me, this is about finding ways to feel grounded and connecting. So one thing I do, I mentioned it earlier quickly, is I do try to practice gratitude daily. I try to either write down or at least think about a few things that I'm grateful for. So usually that's things like I'm grateful for my business, I'm grateful for my family, and I'm grateful for my health. Now, here's the deal. You don't need to try and come up with something new every single day. You can actually just be grateful for the same things every single day. And it will remind you to be grateful for those things every single day. This takes seconds, literally seconds. You don't have to write it down. It helps if you do. But if you just go through literally 10 seconds in your mind and think those things, it helps. And the final one in the spiritual section is to focus on your breathing. Now, this is a bit of a mix of all of them, because focusing on your breathing covers your physical aspects, your mental aspects, and your spiritual aspects. So you could see this as meditation, or you can just see it as quick breath work. So what you're going to do is just take 60 seconds to do absolutely nothing else. Close your eyes and focus on slow, deep breaths through the nose and out the mouth. And all you're going to do is focus on that breathing, right? You're not going to think about anything else. If you do think about something else, don't worry about it. Don't dwell on it. Just acknowledge the fact that you thought about something and go back to your breathing again. 60 seconds, that's all it takes, right? And it's just going to change the pace of your day. Try and do this every day. All right, some bonus ones now. So, online communities. Join a forum, join a school group, Facebook group, a gaming clan, whatever. Actually interact with people online, right? Because I know that in the winter, you're probably going to spend a little bit more time on the internet, on your computer or your phone. So you might as well make it a somewhat social thing. So for me, obviously, I play a lot of Call of Duty, as you can see. During this time of year, I play a lot more than I would in the summer, and I make it a very, very social experience. So I'm playing with my brother, I'm playing with my friends, and every single night we have a nice group of people that we play together, and we have a lot of fun. It's a lot more fun in a group than it is on your own. If you don't have anyone to play with online, then of course, drop a comment below and join my group. We'll play together. Or you can find loads of groups, Discord servers and things like that, where you can link up with other people and play games together. And a small bonus one as well is to basically tidy up your space, make your space a place that you're proud to be. So I tend to find that during this time of year, my workspace or my gaming space gets cluttered with glasses and cups and sweet wrappers and things like that. And I generally just don't take care of things as well as I should. If you've got a lot of clutter around your house or your bedroom or wherever you spend most of your time, just literally spend half a day setting things up and getting it as tidy as possible. You could even consider rearranging your furniture as well, right? Just like changing things up and having a new layout to your room could make things feel really refreshing. Anyway, I hope this helps. If you've got any questions or if you want to learn more, then comment below and I'll be happy to discuss with you. Thanks for watching.